Welcome to Matt Streams. I've got the key. LGOE with an underline. And by that I mean letting go of everything or let go of everything, which I think is basically the thing with an underline. And don't neglect the space all around it, just like with the, I don't know, the circle of the wheel in the Tao Te Ching. You know, the wheel wouldn't work if there was no space in the center of it or something. Anyway, similar enough to that. So here we go, guys. We got Kingdom Come Deliverance. We're getting towards the end of the game here, and Synthetic Man, whom I've been sort of tracking on this one, and just I guess in general, looking for new YouTube videos, but he said that he's going to have his video out today, and it sounded, this is like a second confirmation that it will be out. He said it would be out before the Chudcast on last week's Tuesday Chudcast, because it's on Tuesdays. I don't know if it ever was on a different day. And then today is supposed to be the Chudcast. Sometimes he'll miss the Chudcast. I doubt he'd miss today. And so, yeah, here it is. It is the, it's going to be his review, probably releasing sometime before the afternoon when the Chudcast is. Or maybe he'll, like, put it live, like, exactly when he starts the Chudcast. Anyway, I look forward to his review. That's of the second game, but I think he said, like, he's going to have a lot of parts referring to the first game, so I'm anticipating kind of, like, basically a double review. Like, I'm anticipating something where he's probably going to say what he thinks about the second game in enough relation to the first game that he's basically telling you what he thinks about the first game as well. Interestingly enough, Never Knows Best released his Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 review, and he generally does a pretty long video, so I guess you could call it a super review or even a video essay or something, whatever you want. I like super review. I think that might be a good term that people haven't started using yet. Anyway, Never Knows Best released his review. I have not watched it. Maybe I'll watch it after Synthetic Man, but with a game like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, unlike a game like, say, Baldur's Gate or, like, which would be sort of, like, left-wing I mean, Deliverance 2 is left-wing propaganda as well, but unlike a game where, like, Baldur's Gate, where it's sort of outwardly left-wing propaganda, or, like, you know, maybe Shadow the Hedgehog or something where whatever propaganda that's there doesn't seem to be totally the point. With Kingdom Come 2, it seems like it's going to be a video. I haven't watched it, but I would anticipate a video from him just full of, like, smug assertions about how wrong people are, who are often enough probably going to actually be right, and Never Knows Best is going to be wrong, and he's just going to sort of smugly say, well, I don't want to take a viewpoint, and then he's going to take a firm viewpoint and sort of smugly cast aside the people who are wrong about what he's saying, and basically he's going to make a bunch of points as if they're just facts, and then he's going to talk about opinions as if he's trying not to show any, even though everything he said is an assertion, and it's also probably a wrong assertion. And that's going to be, like, the whole fucking video, and the whole fucking video is just going to be, like, talking down to right-wingers or whatever, who, you know, if you're a statist, then I think you have some... You know, I think you have a dilemma in the first place, but in terms of, like, right-wingers versus left, as I usually say, you know, it's like the left-wingers are the people who have not discovered morality. The right-wingers are the people who have discovered morality but have not fully made it logically or morally out of the system. And then if you let go of statism, then you have a better chance, but not guaranteed. You have a better chance of living some kind of okay, respectable. Well, basically, you have a better chance of living well. Whereas Never Knows Best, he seems firmly caught, like, in maybe, you know, maybe not the deepest levels of the not discovered morals yet, but he seems fairly firmly caught in the not discovered morals, and instead just sort of goes with what he thinks the respectable point of view is, and then he argues for it as if A, he's not arguing for it, and B, whatever he says is just common sense, or whatever he says basically goes without saying. And so for anyone who says otherwise, it's just so easy to brush it off. And yet what he's really doing is stating a bunch of left-wing opinions and then making bad arguments for them. All right. So anyway, let's do this shit. So I don't know. I often wonder, like, I often feel like taking notes and stuff. Also, by the way, um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, guys. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Synth's video. I'm probably gonna go to like out to the store and get some kind of like fun food, quote unquote, like a pizza or something to make, and watch the video, because I've been awaiting this video, like others have actually, because I think some of Synth's fans said that, like, man, I've been waiting on your video. I've been waiting day and night, and I've lost faith. And that was like last week. Because think about it, Synth played that game, like, I think late December into early January, or maybe January, just generally. No, because I think even then he was playing KCD, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, Synth, when did he even finish Kingdom Come 2? It was a while ago now. Anyway, Synth, and you can tell by, like, I write about the ending of it or whatever, or talk about it in some places, and, you know, I know what happened to the extent that I do because I watched him play the second game. But in any case, how do I fucking get out of here? This is like a fucking trap. What is this? This is a trap. Because I have to lockpick my way? No. But yeah, so Synthetic Man, did they trap me in this fucking... They might have trapped me in this church until morning. I can't believe they did that. This feels like a glitch. Oh, what happened here? Oh, wait, does this turn on? Oh, wow, that really is a... That's like a turning on the light bulb kind of torchlight suddenly going on the picture. Anyway, yeah, Synthetic Man. We've all been looking forward to that video, and hopefully it'll be good. Man, I can't believe it. How do we get out of here? Wow, are you fucking kidding me? I can't even, like, I feel like I'm having kind of a panic attack in here. This is crazy. And then, of course, you still have the Baphomet shape over here. Check out, I have a new YouTube video. I have a video about this game with clips from the stream, but also, like, put together in a certain way, and with even some voiceover and even some text and, like, other shit. It's, like, actually me kind of making a video, and I think it came out pretty... like, bizarre and kind of, like, in a fun way. Like, I don't know. I think that video came out fun. In fact, I think, like, a lot of stuff really fell together in a good way. Oh, man, this game is a fucking shit show. I mean, there's a lot of good about it, but this game is a fucking shit show symbolically. Yeah, I mean, you know, like, it's... Honestly, like... This, like, I don't even want to look at this shit, because these are so clearly not Christians, and yet they're, you know, like... At least they're sort of, like, putting all this shit in their game, if not having people draw it. And if they themselves aren't drawing it, perhaps they're, you know, hiring it out to somebody else to draw something for them. But it's like, think about it this way. Like, this is fairly fucking Christian iconography. And it seems like the creators of this game, at least in the second game, they specifically said, but as I showed in my video, this game's not a Christian game either. Or if it is, it's very full of interesting criticisms of all sorts of stuff, and some are interesting in a helpful way maybe, and then some are just like sort of mockeries. I think, you know, it's full of criticism and mockery, I suppose, criticisms and mockery. But it is a game where, Yeah, I mean, it just seems like, the developers weren't Christian. Think about it, or at least they weren't making a Christian game, quote unquote. And they said that specifically, or one of them did or somebody apparently did with the second game, somebody who was kind of behind it. Think about it this way: if somebody made like a game about like Islam or about Buddhism or something that was like so full of like the iconography and stuff, and they were like not Muslims or Buddhists or whatever, or Judaism, even worse, probably from a collective standpoint or whatever. But imagine if somebody made a game like that and they weren't of that religion, and it was full of like subtle mockeries of that religion, such as you save the game sometimes, or you don't have to, but you can save the game with Savior's Schnapps, which is a schnapps alcohol, not even like wine or something. That's called Savior's Schnapps, and so it equates saving the game with the savior of the universe, or the savior of humanity, however, whatever words you want to put this in. And they're making a fucking joke about it for saving the game, and then they have this shit on the wall. Like, I don't want to say this shit, but like they have this iconography on the wall, and I'm wondering what the genesis of it is. Haha, because I think that it might have been drawn or like somehow like put together by somebody who didn't give a shit about Christianity, or actually like hated it or was mocking it. And it's kind of fucked up. It's kind of like the piss Christ thing, really. Anyway, yeah, so trapped in a sacrilegious church, plus you've got your, as I talk about in the video, you've got your little pyramid design here, you've got the Baphomet over there. This is an interesting one I talk about in the video as well. Like a few things in the church I talk about. Oh my God, here you go. Here's like this looks similar enough to the Kabbalistic tree of life. Not totally, but I mean it's a somewhat similar setup, with these being the Sephirotes, or that's how Mark Passio pronounces it. This looks sort of like a menorah, actually. And then, as Alan Watts says, like, you're gonna have the demons pictured as sort of like the things that'll scare people. I'm not totally sure about, Man, are you fucking kidding me? This door, I have to lockpick my way out. Fine. You know what? I guess I'm just going to stay here until morning. All right, we're done. We're effing done. When does the priest come in? But yeah, this game is pretty cool. I got to say, like, obviously a lot of work went into it. I think it's actually not even as heralded as it could be. I think it's quite a good game, but it's quite a mocking one, and an evil one, really. Oh, really? I can't effing believe it. This is crazy. Like, is this a glitch or something? I don't know. All right. Fine. Usually stuff doesn't start at like 7. It often does start kind of at 9. Oh, by the way, I thought of the biggest fucking connection between the school year and the work. Well, I mean, that sort of states what it is, but connection between the school year and the workday. The school year generally at least for American schools, it sort of starts in September, and at least I think this is what the university system, maybe it often ends in June, or sometimes it'll start in August and kind of end in May. But at least for university system, for like colleges and stuff, I don't like how it switched. Like in America, it used to be we're going to college, and then everyone started sounding real British and saying, we're going to university. It's like, no, you don't go to university. You go to college, or you go to a university, or you go to a hospital. You go to school. I mean, I'm not saying all of this is good, but I'm saying that, like, if you say, like, go to hospital without the A, you're sort of implying that, like, that's just a part of your life. Like, oh, I'm going to hospital now. Like, hospital is just sort of like an institution not only set up in the places around you, but also like an institution in your life. It's like a mode of your life. Like I'm going to work, or I'm going to school, or I'm going to hospital, and it's like, I don't know. I think that's such a big part of the mind control, because people are. Oh, that fucking kind of scared me. He's like, "What are you doing in here?" I think, is that Nicodemus? I think it's a big part of the mind control, because people are so. People are so like. People are so indoctrinated into a sense that like a normal part of your life is going to a place where they like cure diseases and stuff. And it's like, what if things weren't set up that way, where like, you know, like it wasn't like a normal thing, like, oh, I regularly go to a place where they give me like interventions for like bad things that have happened to me. It's like, doesn't that sound like a place you wouldn't go to regularly? I mean, you know, go back to childhood. Jesus says, you know, be ye as little children. So go back to childhood. Yeah, you fucking scraped your knee. You fucking like, you know, I guess you probably got hurt more back then, which kind of makes sense. You got hurt more back then physically, and might need to go to the hospital or a hospital than later on. But it's like, man, like once you get a sense of like how not to fall down and fucking hurt yourself, and you don't like throw yourself into like physically dangerous situations, which, you know, I'm not saying like be a bubble boy. In fact, I'm saying like sort of, I think people are overly afraid of things. That looked like she was leading a child. No, she was. One thing that is not in this game, just like in GTA games, children. That's very interesting. I think there was a quote from a GTA maker years ago, and it was like, we don't have animals or children in our games because like because like he said something like violence against animals and children isn't funny, so we don't have that. I think he even said like we have violence because it's funny against adults, but or at least the implication was that it was funny against adults, but it wasn't funny against animals and children. Anyway, yeah, this game doesn't have kids in it either, which, you know, probably fucking. Imagine how much horrific imagery you'd have coming at you on YouTube if it had kids in it. But, you know, in this game, I mean. But, yeah, so. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know where I'm going with all this. So we're letting go of everything, and finally we have the red, as we should, down there. Oh, wait a second. So I started to say something earlier, and I didn't. We have officially ended, at least for now, we have not done an episode card for today. In fact, I think I came to the... Basically, I think what's going to be... I think basically the Substack element of this, there will probably be a few more postings on the Substack, but... with the Substack element of this is basically over. I think I don't regret it. In fact, I think actually like a lot of good stuff came out on that Substack, and I think that with the other ones, I think I have sort of like a good little setup of like Substack, you know, content, quote unquote, not content, Substack articles and stuff, content like the cons, and you're setting up a tent of con. You know, you're a content creator, you create the tent, and everyone comes around like a, you know, some kind of like old-fashioned Southern Baptist faith circle or something in a tent. You know, that's the content you're setting up online, right? And that is our public square. It's the content in the public square. Anyway, I think there's a decent amount of stuff on... I think basically the Substack stuff came together well. And yeah, I in fact, yeah, I might go and, like, you know, basically... In any case, I think the Substack is basically drawing to its conclusion, but the stream goes on, and Fireside Chats with Matt's on YouTube. It has the Kingdom Come... It's called Occultism and Culture in Kingdom Come 1, with an ampersand for the and. Guys, I gotta tell you, I recommend it. It's, I think it came out kind of funny. Or just in a general way. But I think as sort of a mission statement, and so not to like sort of hide the ball too much, I think I might look at these streams as kind of like satsangs, like kind of gaming satsangs, to whatever extent that could be. Where it's just kind of basically like I think a satsang is technically like coming together in the truth or something. I think that might literally be what satsang means, like coming together in the truth. Fairly similar to the conception or what Jesus talks about. I'm not saying this is a Christian satsang. I'm not saying it wouldn't be, or a Christian, you know. Basically, what I'm saying is it does seem similar to the thing that Jesus set up verbally when he said, like, or maybe it was St. Paul, actually. I think it might have been Jesus. Or maybe it was Jesus speaking through somebody, like, in any case, I think he said whenever two... I think there's some idea of a Mandela effect, because maybe people remember whenever two or more gather in my name, then I shall be there with you or with them. But then I think now, like, it might be whenever two or three gather in my name, I shall be there with you or with them, which is really funny, kind of, because it's like, oh, just specifically two or three, not one and not four or more, or zero, it's two or three. You know, like, I don't know. I think that's kind of amusing. Like, I think it's legitimately very funny, actually. As a possible change, like, of all the Mandela effects that may or may not be the case, and many Bible ones as well, such as the lion shall lie down with the lamb, now it's the wolf, or at least, you know, people had an idea of it being the lion, to the point of that being like a common, almost basically a cliche in society, but in the Bible it says the wolf. And then also, like, judge not lest ye be judged. That's often the phrasing that people will think of, but now I think it's like, judge not lest ye not be judged, or like, it's like almost a double, or it feels more like a double negative type of situation. In fact, lest ye not be judged actually sounds like judge not, because if you judge, then you won't be judged, or something like that. I guess I can go look at it. I've got a Bible around here, or at least I have many Bibles. Let's see. But in any case, yeah, like, just check out, like, Bible Mandela effects, quote unquote, if you want to look into more things where, like, people pretty widely and widely and genuinely remember certain things in the Bible, and then it's like, now it appears that any Bible you go to, it's like this strange alternative version that seems to, like, be less of a powerful image even, or, like, I don't know, and I don't want to dispute the Bible and the inspiration behind it, but what I will say is, like, it's interesting. In fact, yeah, I've wondered about it, like, because I think I'm going to carefully tread into these waters, maybe verbally, yeah, maybe. Yeah, anyway, check out the video. It's I think it came out, God, I think it came out pretty funny. There are a few mistakes that I left in, like, maybe 2 or 3 places where I didn't go back and, like, cut out, like, a verbal slip-up. And I think even those, like, end up working out really well with, like, what's around them in the video. Like, to the point where, like, it's almost like I have a punchline on myself. It's some really funny fucking shit. I don't know. I think I sent it to Synth, and hopefully I don't know. In any case, yeah, God, what a funny fucking video. I think it came out fairly bizarre, which I like that. Like, I like that it didn't feel like the usual YouTube video, and I don't think it's because it's just sloppy. Okay. So let's see what our quest is. Yeah, okay, so this is what I've been looking forward to. And you know, it would make sense. It would actually be kind of perfect that the monastery quest would be on the day Synth releases his review. It's like the big day, you know, Synthetic Tuesday, and I'm doing the monastery quest. How cool is that? Now, what I will say, and I said this on a recent stream, is I'm not sure I'd like to do this quest, and I think it might be skippable. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'm not sure I'd like to do this quest because basically this quest seems to be either going in and like assassinating somebody in the monastery who apparently recently joined, and like for some reason this group of bad guys doesn't like him. Now that may indicate that he's just another bad guy, because I think bad guys often fight each other, but it also may indicate that he's actually a good guy. I guess we can go see. Also, and we have to like figure out which one he is. Also, if I don't end up taking him out, then I think it'll probably like force me. It might literally not give me a dialogue option other than to lie to them. And having gone into it thinking that that might happen, I'm kind of like walking into that situation. So it's almost like once I go into this, if I ever do finish the quest, I'm almost dooming myself to like either not playing the rest of the game or you picking like some, you know, lying dialogue option. And I'd rather not do that. I'd also rather not take this guy out. But we have like we have had, let's just say, deadly fights with people in this game before. Henry has died many times, but he's still hungry. So. Anyway, yeah. So let's just let go for a little bit, actually. I talked up the letting go at the beginning. Yeah, let's let go for a little while. I wonder if... Well, anyway, yeah. I was thinking, like, I wouldn't... Yeah, whatever. I wonder if The Hobbit is in the public domain, actually. I don't think it probably is. But, yeah, good book. It is a really fun book. And I may end up reading more of it. I read, like the first page or two the other day. But, like, I was like, wow, like, he even kind of makes genealogy interesting. It's such a Tolkien thing to say, but... It's like he talks about, like, this character, Belladonna Took, whose family was, like, full of basically, like, these, you know, mercenaries and marauders. You know, she was full of, like, her family was full of mischievous hobbits. And yet, her family was also very rich, but then she married some guy whose family was, like, you know, he was just sort of, like, you know, dull or whatever. He wasn't that dangerous or anything at all, the Baggins. And so it was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, oh, wait a second. Their son was Bilbo. So it's not even like Bilbo is a descendant of theirs. Bilbo is their son. And so Bilbo has like half the wild side, half the wild family, half the like kind of sort of like, you know, like the Benjamin Franklin. Like just imagine a picture of Benjamin Franklin kind of sitting there with his glasses and like, you know, being like, hello, yes, I would like to drink some mead and speak about Continental Congress, that is the 33, and also two cons. And con has the 3. Continental Congress, what? politics. It's like, you know, Bilbo Baggins just sort of sitting there and like kind of being basically being like, oh yes, I don't really, you know, whatever, like I'm just going to have a nice comfortable life. But then, like, you know, he has the wild side, and then Gandalf comes in. But it's like so interesting because it's like the very genealogy is like half wild, half tame. And so here he is, tame most of his life, and here he's going out on this adventure now. Soon he is. And the first time we see him, I think, like in action in the book, when it's not just like sort of telling you like some kind of like overview, I think they say he's like sitting on I just like glazed over this morning, like sitting like smoking a long wooden pipe outside of his like basically his mansion. Like he's a rich fucking hobbit. So it is kind of funny too, because it's like The Hobbit it's one of the most well-known books, but I don't think people like often, maybe they do. I don't know if people like often carry the sense with them that this is like, you know, a rich guy. he's like a rich guy going out on an adventure. That is part of the joke, kind of. But even in like you know, I think Frodo's his nephew. Frodo's probably kind of rich. Anyway. But then you have someone like Gandalf, where it's like riches don't even come into it. It's like Gandalf is just, he's got so much stature. And like basically Gandalf's kind of the embodiment of like, he's so fucking cool that it doesn't matter if he's rich or not. He might literally have nothing but a cloak, but he's like the coolest guy in the land. And Aragorn is a little like that. I don't know if Aragorn might or would have his mystique. His total mystique, though, without some kind of whatevers. So yeah, let's you know what? Let's do the monastery. Let's read through it, actually. Okay. Okay, so it is Maine, and it says, either way I will enter the monastery in the place of the young noble whom I can come to an agreement with or find some other way to do so from, because he's going to the monastery. The monks will be expecting a new novice, and that's what they'll get. So it sounds like I've got to do this. I've got to somehow do this monastery thing. Synth ended up basically like skipping it. I might even be able to do his skip, but his skip seemed like fairly difficult. The only way to get to Pious is to become a novice in the monastery. Okay, Radzig. Yeah, you know what? He says maybe I should speak to... Perhaps I should speak to Radzig. After all, they're asking me to infiltrate the monastery and murder someone there. Now, I'd hate to say that speaking to Radzig is getting me off the hook morally. Although that kind of... Honestly, that's sort of what it feels like. It's like, oh, as long as Radzig gives me a mission to do so, then it'll be like all the other quests in this game, where as an Order follower, I have done whatever they've told me to do. And though I've often avoided more immoral ways of doing so, it still often results in doing horrible things. So that's sort of like the Mark Passio conception of, you know, you're not moral if you're an Order follower. If you export your authority to somebody else in terms of your authority over your own life or whatever it is, And that's sort of aside from any non-dual ideas. Because it's sort of complementary to them, actually, though. Like, basically, if you export your sense of, like, authorship over your own actions, or, like, it's not as if you're saying there is no authorship, like Jim Newman might say, or a Hale Dwoskin might sort of talk about, but it's more, it seems more like, basically, it's just giving your authorship to Radzig. And then, well, if Radzig tells me to do it, then, well, if I'm going to play the main quest, you know, I'm going to go along with it. And that's sort of like in real life, it's like, well, if I'm going to go along with the storyline that I'm pursuing in quote-unquote real life, then I'm going to go along with what these people are saying, even if that means doing a bad thing. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say that. In fact, I've had some fairly ugly, basically, well, ugly to some extent, and just kind of like confrontational to others. But like, I've had some, let's just say I've had some confrontation in work situations where I was asked to literally do something that was immoral and maybe even slightly illegal, probably in all cases. And I basically just said no. And often it would be an ongoing thing until I left or they made me leave, which only happened, I think only happened actually once. As if this happened a lot. But I will say, like literally, in my own life, I have found myself not just doing the immoral thing that would go along with pursuing the main quest of like whatever job storyline I was pursuing at the time. So if you look at your life like that, it's like, well, oh, I'm playing this game and I have a main quest, and even though, like, basically they're giving me this mission, and even though the mission is in some way or another not a good thing to do, because they're giving it to me, I'm going to do it. And it's like, well, it's not as bad because they gave it to me. I think maybe the real situation is I want to get this, so I will do what they tell me, and I don't care if it's bad or not. So let's fast travel to Radzig, though. Okay. Yeah, here we go. So, yeah. No, Zoom. Yeah, okay. They've got Radzig living in this, like, effing camp over here. Maybe he's somewhere else. No, you know what? Now he's in Rattay. Okay. Why the heck is he... He's over here in B? Look at how far under the city he is. Or south of it. No, quest giver, that is. Here we go. Tell Sir Radzig. All right. So you know what we're going to do? We're not even going to mark it. Yeah, we should mark it. No, we know where it is. Why not mark it, Matt? Okay. And we're going to go to the lower gate. Okay. Yeah, we're going to press circle. Yep. I got all 3 perks that let you avoid those things, so I was avoiding them probably more than half the time before, even a higher percentage maybe than that. So now that I have those perks, it's fairly unlikely that I fall prey to those things, because now it actually says like more than 50% chance, whereas before it was probably like slightly under to avoid. And I think it also, like, it's how fast you do it, too. Or, I don't know. That feels like it might have something to do with it. Because after a while, you just get hit by the trap if you don't press the button, I think. But I think it may increase your chances of getting away if you do it, like, faster. Even before that. But I don't know. That may not be the case. I've also got Brave New World here. I've been wanting to read this because, well, part of the reason being that, like, this book is sort of like a dystopia, quote unquote, where instead of George Orwell's like super rigid rule, it's more like, and like people not necessarily being like comfortable with that. It's more like people are vaguely like, enjoying their lives in this scientific dictatorship, which is something they've actually talked about. Like Bertrand Russell, apparently in a lot of, in at least, in some of the stuff that he's written and published, he said like, well, it'll be a scientific dictatorship, or maybe that was actually Aldous Huxley who said like that would actually be like, basically, I think somebody big said like, there could be a scientific dictatorship that could never be stopped or something. And so this seems similar to that. And so I'd be interested in reading it because I'm sort of interested in seeing like because I think there's apparently some kind of character or more than one who are pushing against it. But I'm interested in seeing what like the other people come off as, because it would be interesting to see like how much I might be falling into certain traps, to see like what characters who are going along with this dystopia society say. Now, here's the thing. This seems to have been written by a control guy, Aldous Huxley, or Aldous, or whatever. Alan Watt pronounces it Aldous sometimes. Aldous Huxley, but not all the time, I think. These people walk into your stationary horse and then they yell at you throughout the game. But because it's written by him, maybe there's some sense of like basically rat poison in there, where it's like, kind of reverse psychology. And so you don't want to just look at the people going along the dystopia and see what they're saying. You kind of want to you'd want to discern anyway. But like you'd kind of, it's almost like maybe some stuff will be baked in there that's actually good, similar to what Synthetic Man says about like villains in video games often just basically being like having right-wing viewpoints, and a good example of that being Far Cry 5. Villains basically having right-wing viewpoints, but then, if he doesn't say this, I would say this.
Down! Watch where you're going, you lout! You nearly killed me!
Them being put in situations where they are doing horrific things, but then the viewpoints they espouse are like actual, like more moral viewpoints than otherwise. And so, but it's basically like programming you to dislike those viewpoints because they're coupled with a character doing insane things, which is probably a technique that is done basically in all media. But yeah, you see that in Far Cry 5, you see that in Fallout 4, like, sort of right-wing archetypes that are put onto like very unpleasant people. You see that in this game, where it's like sort of the reverse of that, where it's like, in the real world, you'll often see like lots of unchecked immigration into certain countries, and then it's like basically the countries aren't stopping it, and it seems they're potentially encouraging it in some ways, at least through their not stopping it very much. And so this game has like a big feature of it being refugees, but you're one of the quote unquote refugees. And in this game, you actually kind of are a refugee because your city's been like, massacred. You and many other people from the city who got away. Now everyone feels like burdened by your presence, because now you're like packing their literal like small area and relatively small area in a castle with like dozens more people, and apparently like they're kind of stealing shit maybe, and I don't know how much of that is true or just quote unquote rumors, but like people say they're stealing shit, which may be the case, and if it is the case, then that's not a great thing. If it's not, then obviously it's not a great thing for people to say it, but either way, this game is basically like making a very nice and very empathetic reading of an immigrant type character or a quote unquote refugee, so that when you see quote unquote refugees or immigrants in real life, you might be thinking of Henry of Skalitz, whereas like Fallout 4 or Far Cry 5, when you see like conservatives in real life, you might be thinking of the guy who took your son and killed your wife, like the sort of gun-toting, like his mom said, I don't want to send you to that school if they're filling your head with propaganda that these organizations can save society kind of guy. And then in Far Cry 5, you see all these, it's the most blatantly anti-Christian game maybe of all time, even maybe more than this, or more overtly than this though, but it's like a bunch of like wild and crazy Christian anarchists in the woods who are just like horrible people, and yet you walk away thinking, wow, those fucking loony Christian conservative anarchists. And it's like, and then you see Christian conservative anarchists in real life, or, anarchists or conservatives or Christians in real life, and suddenly you're thinking, you guys are fucking dangerous. And who's the savior in the game but an FBI agent that you're literally fucking playing? I think FBI, or at least some kind of government police force guy. And so, like, literally, like, the shit you're taken away from these games is conservatives bad, like refugees and other like left-wing favorites good, whatever the fucking game is. And it's interesting because Synthetic Man said like he didn't even want to play the Avatar game because like it was basically like, the humans were the bad guys and he felt disgusted by it or something. But then he compared it to like Ubisoft games like Far Cry, and it's just so funny because by that point I think in that same video he mentioned like doing his most popular video at that point was like the Far Cry 6 video. And it's like, man, at that point I guess you would have played Far Cry 5 as well. I think he probably reviewed it. And like, so it's interesting that maybe it went over his head or he wasn't thinking about it, but it's like it seemed like he was basically saying the Avatar game was more insulting than Far Cry. And I guess on a level of like just humans in general, people in general being the bad guys, like, okay. But in Far Cry it's like it's very much like Christians and conservatives are the crazy bad guys. Christians and conservatives are the crazy bad guys. And that is the message hitting you in the fucking face the entire time. And the government are the good guys. And like, it is, to me, it's like the most extreme and insulting game of all time. And where is it? Because, yeah, here it is. Like, literally to the point where its fucking cover, its album cover, its cover is a mockery of The Last Supper, with crazy Christian anarchist conservatives sitting at a table in this beautiful landscape. And so it's mocking everything about that, basically saying like, if you want to go here to like this area where we people making this game apparently don't want you, then you're just some crazy back in the backwoods, outwoods, Christian fundamentalist, conservative anarchist kind of guy. Whereas you should really live in a city and be really left wing. And then you'll be really good. I mean, it's just the biggest fucking mockery shit of all time. Like, I'm surprised there wasn't more of a backlash. I guess people saw all the white characters and they were like, hey, this is kind of like, at least it's a game that like doesn't have like a bunch of forced diversity. It's like, no, it has all the forced diversity. It's just all the bad guys are white guys. And so it's actually like, it's exactly the reverse of what you want, because it's just like almost all the white people are just super fucking bad. And anyone acting white or acting Christian or conservative is like a super fucking loony, or most of them are. And then like most of the good guys are like these fucking, these cool hip like Libby stereotypes, and like they're very diverse a lot, and like, and all the bad guys are white. It's like, no, it's not what you're looking for. It's not a chudley game or something with not that much forced diversity. It's a game with a lot of that, and where there are a lot of white people who are really evil bad guys. And it's like, that's that game. So I think that's probably a lot more insulting than the Avatar one, but I haven't played the Avatar one. So I don't know. And if you want to check the Synth video, it was one of his like best and worst games of the year videos, whatever year the Avatar Ubisoft type Far Cry type game came out. But of that year, I mean, I guess it might have released in the year afterwards technically, because like he probably released it after the 1st of January. I don't know. That's how it happened this year anyway. So yeah, and I don't know, hold on. To be kind of upfront, I think I'm probably gonna. Oh, well, here you go. I think I'm probably gonna continue the stream. Although it's funny that as I'm fucking saying that this happens, this might be like sort of this is sort of like maybe the conflict period or something, like sort of you got to push past this to get where you're going with this, wherever you're going. But it's funny, like it's like I think I probably will stream for at least a little while longer, maybe a lot longer, and we'll see what happens with it. But it has obviously, like, it's been a little, you know, it's been okay. It's, you know, I think I'm building the skills to be a pretty good streamer. I think I basically can, I think I'll just, you know, I think I can say fairly interesting things or have said some fairly interesting things. But, you know, who knows how this will all turn out. All right. Oh boy. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, so let's go meet Radzig. Yep. He'll probably be walking around up here. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna. Jeez. I'm gonna take out that comment. Man, do you see how? Whatever. Yeah. Well, you know what? Lester Levinson. Actually, this is kind of good. Lester Levinson. He's like, you know, basically, you know, it's sort of the idea of like, you know, what you think appears in the world, or something like that, like a law of attraction, mentalism, you know, the first principle of the Kybalion. And so it's like, well, Matt, why don't you just envision a highly popular Twitch channel, or at least, if not popular, because I'm not sure, like, I'm not sure exactly what it is. Spam. Okay. I'm not sure exactly what it is. Oh shit, I should block them too. Can I block them? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Blocking will, all that. Yeah, please, all that. Don't have them come back either if you can. Anyway. Yeah, this is a good test. This is actually a good test for just obstacle for releasing on, or opportunity for releasing.
Are you looking for me? What the hell was that?
What the hell is that? Wait a yeah, what? He went in there and he's like, what the hell is that? Where's Radzig? Hey. Oh, he's up here. Never mind.
Where the hell were you brought up? Don't you know you have to have a light after dark?
Where were you brought up? Oh. Well, you can close the door if you want. Oh, Radzig's not here. Where is he? Oh, there's Hans. Oh God, get the heck out of here. This. Oh no, 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 no. Oh my God, he's like, what are you doing with Mr. Capon? Now he went in there. Oh God. Okay. Wait, so where's Radzig? Oh, is it what? Oh, he's probably asleep. Oh, I can't take out my sword. Really? They're not allowing me? Well, they let me take out my bow. Do I not? Oh, I don't have my sword equipped? Yeah, the merchant sword ended up being better than the weapon I had.
You're not allowed to walk around here with a weapon drawn. Put it away.
Okay, sorry, dude. Well, I guess I'll sit in your seat, Mr. Zig. By the way, Radzig, if you rearrange it around, it's Ridzag. Which is like, it's a radical zig versus ridding the zag. So when I zig, you zag kind of thing, it's like he has a radical zig. He represents the zig being like sort of when I zig, you zag, that sort of sounds like basic, or when you zig, I zag, that sounds like basically like the zig is what's already happening, or maybe the status quo, and the zag is something that's going alter to it. So rad zig, it's like a radical zig, it's a radical status quo. It's basically like it's a radical amount of just the regular. And then or if you rearrange the vowels, it's rid zag. He is ridding the zag, ridding the world of the zag, ridding the zag from the world. Which you might say, like, all right, Matt, you're just playing with the words. It's like, yes, I may appear to be, and that may even be the case, but I think maybe it was cutting through volume 1 or 2. Alan Watt talks about like how, you know, with these kinds of word games that may be in the spellcraft of our language and stuff, or just in names or whatever, like there may be meaning in various ways, and like you can read it backwards, like you can even rearrange the letters in a word. And I think he says like often multiple arrangements of a word will have meaning. And also, like, the spelling, the sounds matter more than the spelling, or at least on one level, the sounds matter apart from the spelling. I think he says basically, like, they don't consider the spelling like the word; they consider the sound the word. So the spelling doesn't matter. But at the same, even though it doesn't matter, there are also like, I think there are also like messages, like basically you can see like messages in the words, and as I said, like rearranging letters and stuff. But maybe that's more about the sounds of it all in the first place. I don't know. Okay, where's Radzig? Come on, man, you're sleeping until 9. But you know, like, yeah, well, no guard out there now. Where is he? What if he was sitting there, smiling? Ah, still lockpick. Okay, where is he? He's probably out here now. Oh, there he is. No, that's not him. Is it him? No. Okay. I can tell him by... I can tell Radzig by his face. Is that him? No. Yeah, Radzig has a fairly defined look. Oh, no, wait. Oh, shit, they put him somewhere else. Okay. Where? Oh, he's up there. Okay. Probably. Unless he was down there. Was that him? Oh, maybe he's in here. Townsman. No. I don't know if there's any indication of what floor things are on. I think Synth said that you can tell what floor things are on in the third game. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Yo, what up, Rad? And, of course, Kobila, or as Henry says, Kabbalah. Like, cobbler, you could say, but also, like, Kabbalah. Alright, dude, when are you gonna fucking let me talk to you, dude? Come on. I've been pressing X. Also, my X is kind of stuck. Come on, man. Did I close the door behind me?
What do you need?
What do you need? So he didn't like what I did recently, or there were some things I said that he was like, my reputation, I think, was lost with him a couple times. So that sucks. I mean, whatever. This guy is like the actual, like, he's like sort of the Satan to your father's God. Like, in the sense of, like, your father told you not to do all the shit that this guy then tells you to do. And this guy says, like, good work. And, like, I have some footage. I think I might have, like, the good work footage in the video. But, like, you know, he tells you, like, firelight as you're walking away. He sort of, like, mutters to himself, like, good work, son. Or I think he might even say, like, good work, son, as sort of almost, like, sentimental to the point of, like, a movie from the 90s, which I like that. I love those, but, like, a lot of them are very sentimental. Kind of sentimental, like, melodramatic almost. Anyway, about the investigation. Wait. Is this it?
Sir, this investigation into the Neuhoff massacre.
What?
It's getting a bit
Is this still Neuhoff? Are you fucking kidding me? I didn't know this was still about Neuhoff. How is this still about Neuhoff?
They know the Horsons who torched Neuhoff.
Have we not found those people yet? Oh god. Is Neuhoff the entire game?
Far, not much. If I'm going to infiltrate them, I have to do what they say. That means murdering one of their former cronies, a fellow they call Pius. Apparently he was at Neuhoff too.
You have to kill a criminal to prove yourself to them? Huh. I don't much like the sound of it.
That's not the worst of it. This Pius is hiding out in the monastery pretending to be a novice. I'd have to get inside the cloisters to get at him.
Good God above, that's another matter entirely. They don't let just anyone into the cloisters, and the abbot won't give up any of the novices. Secular law has no jurisdiction inside the monastery. But this is the second time that something untoward has happened there.
Oh.
The counterfeiters, now this. I'd be glad to have someone take a look inside.
Hold on. Now, I think an exoteric reading of this would be something like, well, this game's criticizing, like, the church organization a lot, because as Radzig said, this is the second time that there's been a problem in the monastery, or they seem to have been doing something untoward. I think the first time was counterfeiting the silver, although people have also been critical of their treatment of some of the wounded and sick or whatever, and mostly just, I guess, wounded. God, I don't think anyone's fucking sick in this game. Like, literally every time they say someone's sick, they're like, yeah, but they're probably not. Or, yeah, but the well was actually poisoned. Anyway, I think maybe the more esoteric reading of this would be, like, that the monastery represents the forces that drive society. And by the way, that's the same candle design there that was in one of the churches. And it doesn't look that different with the wall designs here. Maybe this is a chapel of some sort. Anyway, I think it might be sort of a reference to basically like secret societies who the secular world has no jurisdiction because they're actually the ones who run the show. And to the point where they called somebody a master builder who was actually like masonry, who was actually some kind of monastery person. And by the way, monastery sounds like it. Basically, I think you could rearrange it to have masonry with an extra T, I guess. Anyway. Yeah.
What should I do with Pius once I find him?
Don't kill him. Bring him to the bailiff in Rattay. He'll interrogate the man and give him a fair trial.
It doesn't sound like an easy task, sir. Getting into the cloisters, finding Pius, and then getting him to the bailiff.
Far from it, lad. but I have confidence in your abilities.
It seems like the only way to find Pius is to join the Order. Damned if I know how, though.
You do know how.
Meditation and learning would do you good. If it's really the only way to get to him, then you'll have to do it. I'm sorry I can't be of much help. Sadly, my relations with the monastery aren't entirely congenial. You'll have to figure something out for yourself. Take care.
Oh, God damn it, my stomach hurts.
Yeah, this does appear to be a chapel of some kind. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just like that Christian of a motif with them making this noble area of the castle. Settlement, whatever. Okay, so yeah, no, Henry does know how. Or he has a lead, and that being the guy at the bar where I actually have a room that I bought unknowingly. I've talked about it many times. Okay, so here we go. Let's go back here. Might as well do the monastery if I can find this. Yeah. Here we go. So we're gonna do the monastery quest. Maybe we'll do the whole thing today. I think they said it was like a 3 or 4 hour quest. God, time kind of either goes... I don't know if I'd say it flies, but it definitely goes by in this game. So it might just be... A lot of it might be like me stopping to talk on streams and stuff, but I think that... I don't know. If I get through this like in a few hours, it's going to be like, well, that wasn't a very long quest. You know, other quests, you know, like a couple parts of them will take a whole day of streaming. Oh, Pilgrim. Sorry, Pilgrim. He doesn't look dangerous, but God knows what he's after. Sometimes I think those are traps. But sometimes they are or sometimes it is an actual person who's like asking for money or is a pilgrim maybe. Anyway. Now, do I have, never mind. Lich. So we're going back to... I was thinking about this. This is like by far my most frequented place of rest. And it turned out to be right outside Sasau. I didn't realize that I'd be... It's kind of interesting. I'm basically like staying right near the monastery. Like at a hotel most of the game at this point again, if not most of the game. Like I think most of the times I have gone to sleep, they've been in this bed, and at this point I think maybe most of them have been since I bought the room, quote unquote, by just tipping them so much one time that they gave me the room.
My insides are shriveled up with the hunger.
With the hunger. which was about 40 extra gold. I had also stayed there a few times, so if you're looking to do that, maybe 40-ish would do it, or maybe you got to stay there a few times and then like 40-ish. I basically tipped him as much as I could and I think I tipped him either for the room or maybe buying stuff. But I think it was this guy. If you did it for her, maybe she wouldn't have the authority to give you a room. Okay. Oh, here we are. So, yeah, this is actually where we're supposed to be. Are we gonna... Oh, you know what? We should eat and sleep. This bread is bad. Shit. We're just dropping the bread on the ground. Sorry, guys. Oh, I like that alehouse maid. Oh, here's Brawler. Uh-oh, look at that guy. Okay. This tavern's looking pretty bad now. With the clientele.
God bless. What can I help you with?
You can help me by selling me food. And lockpicks if you got them. Oh, cheese. Is that good? Shit, hold on. 10. It's not that good. Like, in real life, I might want to buy that. 26. Roast duck. How much is it? 29. A quarter of roast duck will fill you up nicely. Save your schnapps. Maybe I'll get a couple of these. How much gold do I have? I'll get 2 of them. This has been the first time I've had them in a while. Yeah, you know what? A man cannot live on bread alone, but mostly what I eat is bread in this game. You don't want to get too much bread because then you're gonna probably not eat the rest of it before it goes bad. Okay. Oh my god, $400 for this? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, it's like 200 for one of these. You know what? We are going to the monastery, so... You know what? This is what we're gonna do.
To discuss the price.
Sure, why not?
Why not? Hello, governor. Oh, shit. I wanted to give her a $1 tip, but it only lets me go up by 5s. Reputation lost. Oh, fuck. What are you... Oh, man. I didn't want to back out of that whole thing. Okay, fine. Well, whatever. I'm going to buy shit from you. I'm sorry. I'm really hungry. I'm really hungry. Whatever. We'll just buy some bread. We don't need the savior schnapps. Yeah, how much cheaper is that? Reputation gained. Hopefully it just balanced out. Okay. Step 2. Okay, we ate them all. Okay. Step 3, and then we're almost there. You know what? Yeah, I'm kind of tired. Oh, fuck. Well... Yeah, let's sleep until 5. I like this song. I think the music in this game repeats... Like, if I didn't like the music as much... I think it does repeat a decent amount, but it is kind of nice, and it doesn't play for like a crazy long time each time. So, All right. And we're letting go. All right. And we're going to go talk to the guy in the bar. Or at the bar. I think he might be inside. He was with Synth, but... yeah, with me, I guess he is as well. Yeah. Okay. Is that him? Wait, where is he? Townsman. Carl.
Tonight, I shall get drunk. Again.
Is that him?
I'm glad to see you.
Are you Carl by any chance?
I am. Why do you ask?
I've heard that you're bound for the monastery.
Yes, it's true. But I've convinced my faithful guardian, Manfred, to give me a few more days of freedom. Mind you, he won't let me visit the brothel. So instead, I'm devoting those days to the demon drink. With whom do I have the honor of speaking?
My name is Henry.
Pleased to meet you, Henry.
Could we speak in private? I have some, issues with the monastery.
Really? Well, I'd love to talk about it, but we won't have privacy as long as Manfred here has his head permanently stuck up my arse. Get rid of him for me, please.
Where is he? Oh, him. Okay.
I'm glad to see you.
That's a strange thing to say. I mean, it's a nice thing to say, but it's sort of strange because it's like, wait, I don't think you've ever seen me before. Why are you glad? Why are you so definitively glad to see me?
You're Manfred, the young lord's guardian?
Indeed I am. Why?
There. Satisfied?
I have a message from the young lord's father. I don't know. Do I know? Wait. Who is his father? No, I don't think I do have a message from his father. So here we go. Care for a drink. Oh, care for a drink I've got +5 on, and I'm already above him. See? It has the I don't know what that is. I don't know what that symbol is supposed to be. I think it just might be like how good of a speaker you are. The second symbol is like, I guess, royalty, and you don't look that royal here, I suppose. Or like status. And then the third symbol is aggression. Yeah, I suppose it's like how good of a speaker, how well you speak, and how compelling what you're saying is, and how you're delivering it, versus your status generally, whether you're like, you know, an effective speaker. It's like, it's more about how they perceive you status-wise, versus fighting, and if they're intimidated. And he can't even be intimidated by me. I'm glad I got that empathetic thing. Care for a drink is apparently our best option by far, actually.
You must have a mighty thirst. Waiting here with him for days, just watching him get drunk, and not having a sip yourself.
Oh, jeez.
There's no doubt I'd enjoy a drink.
I think, is this
Heaven knows
deceiving,
I
though?
deserve it. But if I dull my senses in the slightest, that rogue will surely get up to mischief.
So let's drink together. And if you start to feel unwell, I'll keep an eye on him. Like you said, you deserve some fun.
I can see you're a reliable lad. So what shall we have to drink? And while we're at it, why not have a little game? Goodbye.
All right, so let's see. I like playing dice in this game. It's actually kind of fun. I think I've been getting fairly good luck. Yeah, so let's take one and roll again. That's 100. 5 would be like 50, I think. But if you have, it's sort of like, oh, here we go. We need a straight, I think, of 5, though. I don't think we can do a 4 straight. Yeah, no score there. Okay. Well, in that case, let's just take our 5 and we'll be good. Because if you keep
Dice is
rolling
made
and
to
you
be
don't get
thrown,
anything,
not to sit on the table ignored.
then you lose your points.
That's
Oh,
all.
shit. 600, okay. I probably could have rolled again somewhat okayly. I think you get a reroll if you... Maybe, I don't know. And you can't save dice to try to make combinations. You have to have them right there.
Hail as usual.
Here you are.
Let's do it. You can have weighted dice too, I think. 1, 2, 3, 5, 5. Oh no, 2, 2, 3, 5, 5. Well, fuck. Let's just take these and...
Remind me never to play with you again.
Do I have to beat him? Oh, total 3,000. It's higher than usual, I think. Oh, bust. There we go. See, that's what we were staying away from. Oh, wait. If he busts, it's our turn. Oh, good. Okay, well, we got lucky on that, or he got unlucky. Let's just take the 1, roll again. This is, I think, the safest way. Like, we are just inching... But ultimately, I guess it might not be safe if, like, we just keep inching there. But we're really not getting anything.
Not afraid of anything, eh?
I'm wondering. Is that a bust?
It's no big deal.
Shit.
You didn't have
Darn
much
it.
anyway.
Salt this. Hey, I'm dying of thirst.
Oh my god, yeah, look at that. See, he did really well. Let's see if we can get something like that.
What's the old
No. See, look, nothing. Let's just... I guess the best way is just to take the 1, because that's higher than the 5, and then try again with most of them. Because you can get a good one if you fucking... Yeah, I can... Pass. Alright. Yeah, you know what?
Cautious. And then there's chicken.
There's cautious and then there's chick. Yeah, because if I keep shying away, then he might keep getting big scores. And even if he busts one time, his score is still so much higher on another given turn than mine has been that, you know, the bust doesn't hurt him as much. See, and look, he got a fucking huge one there. Or maybe not that big. Oh, really? He rolled it again? What an idiot. What? Oh my god. That was the worst roll. That was such a bad idea. I can't believe he got... Wait. Oh, he was able to... Oh, wow. So he was able to roll 5 new ones. Okay, so I guess you're able to roll more, at least in certain rule sets, if you do them all. God, that's a risky maneuver, though. And then he busted when he had all 5. Wow. That's like the inverse of what you might expect, where he rolled 1 and he got a 5, so it was okay. He had 2 out of 6 chances, 1 out of 3 on that. But then he rolled 5 with each of them having a 1 out of 3 chance to be something scoring, and then all of them together probably having a high chance to get nothing. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't have that much I can work with here, so I'm gonna roll again. Did you roll only 5 the second time, not 6? Maybe they whittle it down. Yeah, look, I'm not getting, like, any big combos. Like, you can't mix and match, so either you have them or you don't. I guess I wasn't feeling super lucky. Yeah, you know what? If I'm going to get close to him...
I'd pass while the going's good.
If I want to get close to him, I got to roll again. Oh, look at this shit. Yep. Oh, no. Fine, we'll take that and score and pass. Ugh. At least we're getting close. I really like this. Oh my god.
This will be the one.
Oh, wow, he didn't get that. I mean, I guess 500, that's pretty good, but... Is he gonna go, like, nuts here and bust? I love the rain. He should probably... If he busts, he'll be so disappointed. Don't do it. Oh my god. Why? Wow. Good for him, man. What? Oh my god, this is a bust. This it's like, are you kidding me? Oh my god, this guy's on fire. Does he have a way to die? He might have a way to die. God, I think he might. You know what? Wait a second. Can I accuse him of having a weighted die? Weighted dice? And can I accuse me of having dice that are actually not good? Oh, I think you can also get like a full house, actually. Score and pass, man. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Aw, man. He might win on this. But if he busts... Here's the thing. He doesn't lose points if he busts. He just doesn't get any points for that turn. That's... yeah, is he losing here? No? Okay. He's not rolling again. Okay. Yeah, look at this fucking... Look at this BS. I'm getting nothing, man. I mean, I guess if I took the 1 and the 2-5... I'll take the 1 and re-roll, but man, this kind of sucks. You know what? Basically with the rolls I've gotten, I wonder if you can't go back and say, like, you literally did not have a chance rolling... With these rolls, you wouldn't have been able to beat him with the rolls that he got. Like, it's like, you know, you could say it's a game of chance, but I think there is some skill involved in, like, how you play, or at least probability stuff. But this is, I think basically, like, I think I was basically, like, I was given rolls where I would have lost. I don't know. Oh, shit. Oh, as I fucking describe it. No, here we go. This is a good one. Yeah, there we go. Score and pass. I am not rolling that again. Oh, my God. Oh, but he might win here. He only has 400 to go. If he busts, I think I might win. If not, you know, he's fairly tenacious. And he gets a lot of rolls. Ooh, boy, this might not be the one. Get it? No? Yeah, oh, here you go. Oh my god, he's 50 away. If he gets 1-5, he wins. Shit, or a 1. Damn it. He wins. What? Oh, no, he doesn't win. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, I may win. Oh, fuck, this is crazy. This is an exciting game. Oh, my God, this... Okay, so if I take both of them, I get 150. If I just take one, I get 100 with a higher chance of getting a better roll next time. Even just that 5 turning into a 1. We're rolling again. Do we have it? Oh, I think we have it. I think we have it, sir. I think we just got it. Oh, what? No. Yeah. I think we got it, sir. We win. I can't believe it, man. That was kind of gripping. Okay. If we lost, I wonder what would have happened.
I've had enough.
Okay.
You said you wouldn't drink today.
Silence. I'm going to sleep. Here's a few coins. Have fun. Tomorrow, we're going to the monastery. Is that clear?
Couldn't you give me more? This isn't even enough for a toothless whore.
Oh, God.
For beer. Good night.
For a toothless whore. I guess he gave him less than like 30 or something. Because I think 30 is the bathhouse charge. But I don't know if the bathhouse is open later. Okay. So, like, why is this guy going to the monastery if he wants to, like, if he's angry, if he's kind of annoyed that he doesn't have enough money for a quote-unquote toothless whore? Like, why is this guy, like, it doesn't seem like he wants to be a monk. It's like, almost like, you know, I think we're going to find out, but I think it's like he's basically being forced into this for some reason.
Manfred's taken care of, just as you wanted.
Thank God. He won't let me out of his sight for a second, and he's itching to get me in the monastery so he can head back home.
This guy's a great example for all of us, actually. Like, are you living your life like Carl? Are you, and it's kind of funny, but it may sound kind of funny. Are you living your life like Carl? Are you taking on, like, an incredible, obligation or something. Like, basically, are you committing, and I'm not saying break all your commitments or like, and I'm certainly not saying like leave your like spouse or something, but what I am saying is, are you committing to more to a lifestyle, like, which I guess having a certain spouse could constitute or facilitate a certain lifestyle, but are you committing to like something that's going a huge devotion that you just you are not yourself personally aligned with at all? And are you on the verge of doing that? I think that's a good thing to ask ourselves. Don't be like Carl. That's a t-shirt idea.
Why are you being sent to the monastery?
Like every lusty young lad, I'm fond of fair maidens, but I got too fond of one, and let's just say she was, indisposed for 9 months.
But they don't send you to the monastery for that.
They do, when it's the daughter of the Lord of your feet.
Shit.
Shit is putting it mildly. The Lord of Bukovo was less than pleased. He knows he'll never marry off his daughter now, so he gave father a choice. Either pay him 1,000 groschen in compensation, along with my balls on a silver platter, or pay 1,000 groschen and put me away somewhere no one will ever see me again.
Why don't you just run away?
Bare-arsed. What the hell would I do? I don't know how to work, I have no money, and that old bastard's even taken my cloak. He has me in the palm of his hand.
But there are poor people everywhere and they get by somehow.
If I have to choose between hunger and poverty on one hand and the monastic life on the other, I'm afraid the monastery wins. If I could only steal that old man's pouch, I'd be gone faster than lightning and no one would ever see me again.
So this is like a good example of the short-sighted person, because he's saying, well, I won't run away because what would I do? And so it's like, basically, he literally has the option. He has the option of freedom, at least relative freedom, like freedom from, basically freedom from a fate in a monastery, or like total, like lifelong subjugation, obligation to a monastery. It's like he literally has freedom or bondage, or almost perfectly he has freedom or bondage, one or the other. Now, freedom does involve running away and probably not coming back because they might look for him, but he doesn't want to take freedom. It's like the Sartre thing of like, we are condemned to be free. We are condemned to freedom. He doesn't want to take freedom because he's afraid, because he wants security, or succor your itty, as Alan Watt wrote it as, succor your itty. He wants security, and so he will totally give away the rest of his life of like navigating his own life for himself to go into a monastery because he doesn't know how he's going to make money. And the funny thing is, he will go out if the pouch with money is stolen from his father or whatever. But wait a second, that money's probably not going to last him for the rest of his life. So it's short term as well, because he doesn't realize that he'll soon be in a situation like the one he is in, unless he has some idea of how he's going to use that money to transition into a different lifestyle. So like literally he has freedom or slavery, and then the freedom is actually something that gives, like, he's scared about, but he'll go to it as long as he has enough of a little head start or enough of some kind of incentive or a reward to do it, even though that is probably not going to be large enough to in any way mitigate what he's afraid of. So all right. Yeah, that's a great fucking example. Man, that's a really potent metaphor. Ooh boy, yeah. You know, and the thing is, I'm not gonna say I'm above it. Like I have been. I think maybe like my fatal flaw for a long time, actually, in terms of my relative situation, has been fear. It has been sort of like, well, what am I going to do? I literally had a job as an editor, not even the associate editor tag here. It was in the same job, same workplace, basically the same job, but the title was editor. And I was afraid, and I had paid off my college loans too, and I was still afraid to move out on my own because I was like, how am I going to, like, if I say I lost this job or it didn't work out, like, how would I continue to live wherever I go? Like, how will I sustain myself? And so I had like the option between like some relative freedom or like sort of the slavery to like fear and all the stuff that comes along with that in terms of like how, you know, you're mainly or largely like you're less attractive to maybe friends or mates, almost certainly mates, with like by living at home, quote unquote, like having your fear assuaged by somebody else. Yeah, so I think that's some pretty good stuff.
What if I entered the monastery instead of you?
What? Voluntarily? You don't look like someone who'd want to spend the rest of his days on his knees praying. Well, that's your problem. You could only enter the monastery if you know how to read and write, and if you have a special writ from the abbot. That's a letter confirming they know who you are and that they've accepted you.
So you give me your writ? I'll just tell them I'm you.
Manfred has the writ. You'd have to take it from him, but he only puts it down when he sleeps.
So I'll steal it and then you can disappear.
Disappear? Bare arsed. What the hell would I do? I don't know how to work, I have no money, and that old bastard's even taken my cloak. He has me in the palm of his hand.
But there are poor people everywhere and they get by somehow.
If I have to choose between hunger and poverty on one hand and the monastic life on the other, I'm afraid the monastery wins. If I could only steal that old man's pouch, I'd be gone faster than lightning and no one would ever see me again.
That's all then.
Good luck to you.
I've got an idea for how we can do this. So we're supposed to probably, or what we do anyway, is steal this guy's pouch. Oh, not him. While he's like sleeping. Oh, that's him actually. Wait a second.
What in God's name is he up to?
Oh, we can knock him out. Anyone gonna see me do that? Oh, I gotta drop the fucking body right now. Anyone gonna see me? Okay. Loot. His pouch, right? Wait, is this not the guy? Oh, are you fucking kidding me? That's not the fucking guy? Okay, I guess he's in here. Hey. Oh, fuck you, dude. Hey, stop that! A thief! Go away! Where is he, dude? Oh, maybe his pouch is in here. I can't believe it. I knocked him out for no reason. Oh, Guardian. Yeah, it just said Townsman.
Leave me be. I want to sleep.
Okay. Now, are they going to come in this room?
My pleasure.
I guess I'm going to have to knock him out. Shit. Oh my god. Okay. his entry writ permitting admission to the monastery and acceptance among the novice monks. His purse. What is his purse? So how much? He has 50. Okay. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this. Okay, good. And now I'm going to give him 50 of my groschen. So I steal the pouch, but I give him the money back. In fact, I'll give him 51. And, oh my god, this is going to take so effing long. Are you kidding me? Okay. I thought it was going to stay at that speed. Okay. And if I do this, then, yes, I'm stealing the pouch, but I'm not taking any money that wasn't there. Now, here's the thing. I am taking, like, that instance of money, so it's still immoral, but this is the best mitigation we've got while we're still going to go through with this. Because, oh, shit. Because, like, you know, I don't know. Maybe he wanted those precise coins for some reason. I don't know. Maybe these coins were, like, maybe one of them was a rare coin that he was hiding with the others that would have been, or even it was just keeping with the others that he was going to sell for, like, a lot. You know, like, I don't know what I'm fucking taking. But what I will say is that if I replace it all, quote-unquote, with the same amount of groschen, like, because his purse is worth, like, 50, if I replace it with the same amount plus 1 for the purse itself, then at least I've mitigated. And, you know, like, maybe I could, like, give him a shitload of money. In fact, let's give him 70. I'm going to give him 70 bucks. And then he's going to wake up and he's going to be like, well, I'm a richer man. So he's still going to be pissed that the kid went away. Oh, you know what? I think I have to take that writ of permission, too. Like, and thinking about it, I don't think I'm going to get in without that. And so if I go down without having taken that, he'll be like, well, I still need the letter. Manfred has it. And you're like, oh, God, really? So here we go. 70. There we go. And we're good. Okay. Oh, fuck. Wait a second. No, we're not good. We need the writ. And, you know, this is stealing as well, but I will say, fuck you for, like, I mean, he's not forcing him. The guy's actually doing it willingly. He's not really, I mean, the other guy is, like, using the threat of force, but this guy isn't. This guy is just, like, he's just basically, like, following around saying, you better go to the monastery, but, I mean, he doesn't seem to be using force against him. In any case, fuck it. Let's finish out this shit. Okay. I think we did the best we could. But as I was saying in an earlier stream, this level is, this mission, this quest is quite devious, and there's, like, as with other quests, you could still do shit to get around the worst part, or some of the parts of it. Not this. Or you could, like, legitimately carry something out and it's, like, harder or more expensive, but in this case, okay. I got it.
Excellent. Give me the purse. You can do as you like with the writ.
50 groschen? And he's like, oh, well, as long as I have 50 groschen, then I'm suddenly not afraid of, like, this condemnation of freedom. It's like, really? 50? Like, if you spend it on a toothless whore, as you say, I think it's going to be at least, like, around 30 given bathhouse prices, or maybe 60, actually. So you don't even have enough for, like, maybe a full bathhouse thing. And yet that, like, that seems to be enough to, like, make the other thing an appealing opportunity, when before it seemed like you didn't know what you were going to do or where you're going to go. It's like, you're not going to, you know, I guess it's like $2 or $3 a night for a room. If you don't spend money on anything else, you can get a room for, like, fewer than 20 nights. But, I mean, geez, man, this, I guess this guy, he's like, I just need $50 more and then everything will be different. And I don't want to criticize the idea that, like, having a little bit of a head start or going off is a good thing. But what I'm saying is, it just doesn't. It seems like he was easily assuaged of his fears.